Hello everybody. Today I'm here with another Marvel Heroes Battle Mode hero concept, and today I've created Black Widow. So let's take a closer look at her. Of course I've got to start out with some of the glamour shots as I usually do. And the hair is certainly something to note. I also want to go over the eyes as we're looking at this section. So first off, the hair. I'm always sort of put off by it. I don't know how to do it correctly, but I do quite like what I got. I don't know if it necessarily makes sense, especially with the lighting. But yeah, I just tried to go really crazy, get a lot of different strands in there and a few different hues, so it kind of felt like there was some depth to it. And I don't know, I also like the part that's coming out underneath the rest of it. Although I feel like that maybe should have had a bit more of the black lining in it. But I do like the rest of it quite a bit. I was really worried about the hair, so I started with the hair, and I think it worked out pretty well. And then the eyes. I redid the eyes probably like 10 times. I was not sure how to go about it. None of my other early characters had eyes like that. When I'm doing the Disney the Disney stuff, they have cartoony eyes, so I just do what their style is. But doing a real character, it's a little bit different. I tried to get a bit of a bigger eye with a more stylized look where it's a little bit angular, especially with the iris. And this was the best result I got, but I still feel like it's almost like a little uncanny. I don't know how I feel about it. It's almost got like a Alita Battle Angel vibes to it, and I don't think I like it, but I messed with it so many times I was like, I just gotta be done. This is okay. So I guess this is what most of the eyes are gonna look like going forward. I don't know. But other than that, her face is pretty generic, I guess. I also want to make sure to get her emblem of the Black Widow symbol somewhere on her, so I kind of just made up that her zipper was like that. I was going to do a bit more of a zoomed out shot where it had her belt, but I felt like that was a little too zoomed out, and even this is a bit zoomed out. I probably should have gotten a little bit closer, because in the zoomed out full shot you can barely see that zipper, but it was really important to me to get it in there. And then she also has the shield logo on her arm. I don't know which costume this is specifically. It might just be from the Avengers movie. But I also did a version with these blue lights. I literally just did this now before recording, because when I was looking at the clips for the skills, I saw this one. I was like, that's pretty cool. That kind of blue hint is pretty interesting and kind of is a bit different than just having a straight up black suit. So I added those in. But I don't know how I feel about that either, especially on the arms. So that's why I kind of didn't just straight up delete the other ones and go with this one. I kind of like it on the V of her suit. I don't know. It's not even completely accurate because I kind of just added it in almost randomly. But I do think the blue helps add a little bit more visual uniqueness to it, I guess. I don't know. But before we start looking at the skills, I do want to say that, man, Marvel action scenes are so boring these days. Just looking at these very short clips of these action scenes, especially the last one that I have, you will see just how amazing Marvel action scenes used to be. Especially Black Widow scenes are probably the best in Marvel, period, I would say. I was blown away just rewatching these because I haven't seen them in so long. So let's start out with what I think she could do when entering the stage at the beginning. She'd be one of those characters that kind of falls onto the... Well, I guess not falls, but she deals damage as she enters. So in this case, she would fall from the ceiling and kind of do a roll into the characters and deal damage. And then maybe she jumps back or something. But she has a lot of acrobatic abilities, so I think just kind of jumping onto the stage and doing a roll into the enemies makes a lot of sense. Even just as an entrance animation where it doesn't do damage, I think it makes sense. The next one I have is her using a grappling hook. We kind of saw this with Agent P a bit, where he swings forward with his grappling hook. This one, she's straight up just falling and uses it to save her landing, which is pretty cool. I don't really see how that could play into a battle move, but I think a similar effect as Agent P's would make the most sense. Then I had the scene of her driving her motorcycle, which I completely forgot she even had, and that is awesome as well. I guess she just drives through the characters. There's also at the beginning of the next clip, she literally just like, she slides with her with her motorcycle and it just hits somebody. And I think that would be a fun way to do it too, where she literally just jumps off her motorcycle and lets it crash into them, kind of like Wario from Smash Bros or something. But yeah, she looks awesome on the motorcycle. I think that'd be fun to include as one of her attacks. So the final one, I just have her doing some basic, I guess not basic, but some karate-like type action moves. I don't know if she would just go crazy on her white skill or if this is just her basic attack, but I mean, she's so agile and using her hands and her feet so often to fight is very impressive, and it's a big part of her character, so I think that's pretty necessary. Alright, so for the friendships, there's a big thing, especially in Endgame, with their friendship with Hawkeye, and I think that would be pretty special to have. It'd honestly feel weird if they didn't have it, although Hawkeye could be the one to have the friendship. She's also pretty close with like Captain America, so that would make sense too. Bruce, of course, she has sort of a romantic relationship with, which is kind of strange. Especially now that we've seen Hulk's son in the newest episode, or the last episode of She-Hulk, which, man, what a show. But anyways, there, I guess like in Endgame as well, they had that scene where she's fighting with all the other female characters. I think Okoye was maybe the one that she was fighting with. But also they're protecting like Scarlet Witch, so any of those female superheroes, I guess. But I mean, that's a bit generic too. She's also one of the main original Avengers, so even Thor or Iron Man makes sense. She originally showed up in Iron Man 2, so maybe Iron Man would make sense as well. She's got a bunch of connections, and I would say, like, even in the Black Widow movie too, there are a bunch of characters like her sister and the red guy that I can't remember his name. But yeah, there's a ton of characters she could be friends with, and I'm sure if this game existed and there were more characters added, that a bunch of characters would end up being friends with her, because it just makes sense. But let me know what you think of Black Widow. It was really important to me not only to do a character that wasn't just in a costume like I've done for the last two. I guess Venom isn't a costume, but I also wanted to get a female rep in there for sure. For now, we're going to be doing at least 2 more, and then if people want to see like 5 more, I'll do 5 more, but I really got to narrow down who should be these final few. I think another big hero and maybe another big villain would be the way to go. So whoever you guys want to see. I'm thinking Thanos probably makes the most sense. And then, I don't know, I did Venom, so should I do Spider-Man or should I try to do someone else like Captain America or another one like Thor or Hulk? I don't know. So I really want to hear what you guys have to say. But thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.